Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Larios, I almost feel as if we've been friends for a long, long time. It was 4 years ago that I told your story on the floor of the United States Senate. I did that about 125 times with different DACA dreamers to tell what they offered to the United States. I'd like to ask you a question. Worst case scenario, no citizenship. Is there a bar to your actually being licensed and practicing medicine in the state of Massachusetts or in the United States?
Thank you, Senator Durbin, for your question. And I agree. I do feel like we've known each other for some time, as this fight has been certainly a long one. In terms of medical licensing, it definitely varies by state. I will actually be very candid. Prior to yesterday, I did not know what the state of Massachusetts required in terms of full medical licensing, and I called the board. I wanted to make sure I could share that with the hearing, and actually I spoke with a legal representative of the Board of Registration in Medicine in Massachusetts. And as of now, the state does not require citizenship. It does require a working Social Security number that is provided by the federal government, which I have through DACA. But if DACA were to not exist, that would not be possible, and I would not be able to have a medical license in the state of Massachusetts. And while Massachusetts is a little bit more flexible with these regulations, there are other states where there are citizenship requirements around them. And so certainly it restricts where somebody can be employable, and certainly without DACA, it would make it very, very hard for me to continue to work as a doctor.
So if you realized your dream in terms of medicine and you were at the point where you're seeking licensure, how many years of education beyond high school would you have undertaken?
See, at this point, I actually completed 5 years of medical school because I did an extra year where I focused on research for lung cancer. And my residency training is 5 years total. So together, that's 10 after high school. Oh, sorry, in my college years, of course.
I didn't hear college in there. 14?
So if you add college, yes, 14. Correct.
So if we don't do something to keep DACA in business or to find another solution, you could have 14 years of medical education and a position where in many places you couldn't be licensed to be a doctor. Is that correct?
Correct.
What a waste. And usually, Mr. Chairman, this is our illustration of what a crazy set of laws we have on immigration in America. That a person could have lived here so many years in their lives and done such great things and offer such great promise to our country, and we don't give them any avenue to follow forward from there. I'd like to put in a word for, we have some remarkable people here today, but I'd like to put in a word for those who may not qualify for that category so easily. There are many immigrants who come to this country without a college degree or the likelihood that they'll earn one. We still need them. There's so many jobs in this country that need to be filled, and many of them Americans don't rush to fill. They're hard jobs. We think of the agricultural sector of our economy, the dairy sector of our economy, the hospitality sector of our economy, hard work. And they may never go to college or anything beyond that, but they could be an important part of this country. Now, I say that with some prejudice. I know the story of an immigrant who was brought here at the age of 2 who obviously had no skills to offer, but she did manage to become a pretty inspiring mother to this senator. So to close the door and say just college graduates and future oncologists need only apply, I think is to ignore the obvious. We need a good, strong workforce, and that workforce, if it does its job well, is going to raise the next generation of college graduates, as I see it. So I hope that we keep our eyes open in terms of that opportunity. Thank you much, Mr. Chairman.